all his cabinets were filled with herbs and supplements and different little bottles and droppers of tinctures and extracts and all these different things. I had no idea about anything. And he started telling me about all this stuff about, especially because I had problems with my menstrual cycle, my hormone health. He realized that I was burping a lot, so he was like, "That's not normal. You're probably bloated, and you need to be taking this and this and removing this from your diet and all these different things." So that's how I learned about a lot of different herbs and a lot of different supplements and plant-based medicine because of him, because of my husband. And I'm still learning to this day. Welcome to the Salt Podcast, where we talk about all things simple. Yep, simple anointed living tips. I'm your host, Jenny Pena. Hey friends, it's me again. I'm here recording by myself. Awkward, but I love talking to you all on the podcast because it's a bit more free. I can say a few things that I can't really say on social media, and it can be a little bit longer. And sometimes the longer the podcast, the more people want to listen to it. So I try to keep it short when I record by myself just because it's easier, I guess, for me. And when I talk to guests, we just have more fun. We have more to talk about. We can go off on tangents. But if it's me just by myself, I can't really keep the conversation going, let's say. um, Maybe some people are more creative that way, but not me. I'd rather talk to guests. But we don't have any guests today because I decided to record my own experiences, my own tips, and what's worked for me, and a few of my favorites with you. So, um, if you have followed me for some time, you know that before 2011, 2010, I would say I didn't live the healthiest life. I was a bit of an alcoholic. I smoked. I did drugs, I partied, I slept around, I did all the wrong things. I did not grow up Christian. I wish. Maybe it would have helped me avoid a lot of those things, but I had to learn the hard way, sadly. All that to say, after that craziness, the Most High really worked in my spirit, in my soul, and convicted me that I really need to learn to take care of my temple and to learn the ways that He wants me to take care of my temple, which led me to want to learn more about the earth and what He created, how He created these plants, and how we are supposed to be good stewards of the earth. Um, so that's what I want to talk to you about, my friends. I dropped out of a master's program that I was in to get a linguistics degree, and I had plans of becoming a professor and doing research and getting tenure and all this stuff. But the Most High was just changing my life and my desires, and I wanted to just learn about land and learn about plants and eat healthy. And I became vegetarian cold turkey. That was crazy. I watched this documentary called Earthlings, and I could not. So for a few years, I was vegetarian all the way up to my pregnancy with Noah, and things changed in what I needed to eat for my own health, but let's not go off on a tangent. Um, what I wanted to talk to you about was um, so when I changed my mind about what I wanted to study, I was a little bit confused and I didn't know what to do. So I went to the community college near my home, which is a really good college. They have really great classes and professors. I loved it there. That's where I had gotten my AA degree in foreign languages. Then I moved to Orlando. I got my Spanish linguistics degree at UCF. And then I moved back to Miami and I was working on getting a master's in linguistics at FIU. And for a year, then I went to New York, and that's where all the changes happened. I worked there in hospitality, and when I moved back to Miami, I had planned to move to Colombia to learn more about horticulture and all these things over there. But the Most High had different plans for me because I lost my passport. I went to renew my passport. Oof, I'm going off on a tangent, friends, but this is just a God story I have to share with you because I lost my passport somewhere in New York. I couldn't find it. I was supposed to go to Colombia um, to just live there, and I was going to work there and everything. But I lost my passport. In Miami, there's an office that you can go get it the same day. Their machines shut down and they told everyone to come back later. We came back later. They said the machines or their connection to the system in DC was closed. So it was like, okay, Father, I'm pushing it. I'm doing all the things to get my passport so I can leave. I got my flight. I have everything ready. And it was a big fat no. So I got the idea to go to this community college again and do something, right? Because I can't not do something. I love studying. I love reading. I love learning. And I realized they have, certification programs. So I wanted to get a certification in something. And I looked and I looked, and the only thing that looked really interesting was horticulture, about learning about plants. So naturally, since that was what the most I was putting in my heart to learn about, I studied that for a few semesters, and I was getting my certification in that while I was learning about the Bible, reading, learning, changing my entire life, trying to get my family to follow, and then going through the stages of letting go of these toxic people and relationships and habits in my life that were not serving me anymore. And then when I said, okay, Father, I just want to follow you. I don't need any men in my life. I just want to be with you. Cleanse me, heal me, do what you will. I met my husband. And I didn't want to I didn't want to give him any, you know, um, signals of any sort. I just wanted to be friends, and he wanted to come to our Bible studies. And then he started talking to me about nutrition and teaching me about the bees because he had just gotten his beehive. And he started teaching me about, and we were in class together. So then, we were learning together even though he knew everything already because he's a science teacher. So that was blowing my mind just how much he really knows. And then finally, I accepted to go out with him to. He took me to a vegetarian place, and that blew my mind too because I didn't know all these foods. And then he took me. Then he made dinner for me, and I was blown again because that was my first true vegan meal. Not like meal replacement vegetarian food that they sell in the freezers and looks like meat type of foods. No, this was like pure vegetarian, plant-based meal. It was delicious. And of course, I love that he can cook and I love his food even still. So I fell even more in love with him. And I was like, Father, I'm in trouble. This man is amazing. And then I saw in his home, all his cabinets were filled with herbs and supplements and different little bottles and droppers of tinctures and extracts and all these different things. I had no idea about anything. And he started telling me about all this stuff, about especially because I had problems with my my menstrual cycle, my hormone health. He realized that I was burping a lot, so he was like, "That's not normal. You're probably bloated, and you need to be taking this and this and removing this from your diet and all these different things." So that's how I learned about a lot of different herbs and a lot of different supplements and plant-based medicine because of him, because of my husband. And I'm still learning to this day. And things that I learn that I'm like, "Hey, did you know?" He's like, "Yeah, I knew." And this and this, and he goes off. So if you have met my husband, if you have had the pleasure of him actually talking when you meet him, then you know that this is true. You can vouch for him that it's true, that he can just go off on all the scientific facts, especially when it comes to nutrition and things that he's super interested in. So he is a biology teacher, but he has to take, classes to continue his license, teacher's license, teacher certification type of thing. I don't know. But that's why he was in that class with me, and that's why he's taken nutrition classes and all these different things. He's had friends that were in, midwifery school or just have showed him all this about herbalism. He's followed big, herbalists and just big names in the health world, I guess, like Dr. Sebi, Dr. Christopher's, Jehudi Mahatra, these kind of herbalists. So anyway, and he just loves to read up and learn about all this science stuff. So all that to say, a few of my favorites, a few that I always have. So I'm going to tell you about female health stuff. One is just an herb, and then the other three are products that I always have now. And this always changes and evolves. If you check my blog, I've had in the past written about different of favorites that we have. So you can just go on the website heavenlytreasure.net and you can put in the search box, wellness or favorites or anything. You can search, browse. It's been up since 2012, so there's plenty to search through in there. And I'll just get into it, my friends. So the number one, and this is the only one that will be in order, the number one, the others are like whatever order depending on like what you need. But this one is for everybody. This one's for women, for children even. Even though it's very nutritious and powerful, it's not like so potent or concentrated or harsh. It's very gentle. Do you know which one I'm talking about? I'm talking about red raspberry leaf, and I drink it in tea, even though some of the supplements do have it in the capsules, but I drink it as tea. And so I did take, I think in 2015-ish, around there, I did take a family herbalist course. I have a certification in a family herbalist course with Dr. Christopher's School of Natural Healing. It's a prereq actually because I do want to take either the aromatherapist course or the master herbalist course. But my friends, that's why I'm doing all these things, because I need to save up to actually be able to take that course. So for now, I haven't taken it, but I took that one. And even though I already knew about red raspberry leaf, um, I guess I should tell you why I did already know, because my husband, of course, told me that that was one of the ones that I need to be drinking and taking when I was pregnant with my daughter. So there's a bit of like wariness, caution about what herbs to take when, especially when you're pregnant. I completely understand. So that's why I'm telling you in my experience. I took it, I think, even before I was pregnant and all throughout my pregnancy. I drank it every day. I drink it every single day, unless I forgot for some reason for one day, but I would drink it every day. It's even safe to drink up to 3 cups a day. And I will post in the show notes this information from Dr. Christopher's Herbal Legacy articles and website. And he talks a lot about, and other herbalists that I think they also write articles for their website, have documented all this information. So you can read through that and get comfortable with that info. My friends, nothing ever happened to me. Praise the Most High. All glory to Him, of course. I've never had complications during pregnancy, birth so far, 3 babies. And I swear by it. I swear by red raspberry leaf tea always to anyone. Drink it. If you don't know which herb to start off with, you have no idea how to make your own teas, get red raspberry leaf, steep it in some boiling water for like a few minutes, and then, strain it, drink it. It's one of my favorites. I love it. Hey, just really quick, want to tell you all how I'm creating this podcast. It's fairly new, but it's been really exciting to use Anchor. It's been a really good experience so far. If you guys just want to experiment, head to Anchor app or anchor.fm to get started. It's free. It has tons of tools that you can use right on the website or app. It'll distribute your podcast for you, and you can make monetize your podcast, and everything you need to know about podcasting is in one spot. It's been the easiest. If you have any questions, let me know. Alrighty, so I just want to read you a short few information from one of the articles from Herbal Legacy, Dr. Christopher's. Just a few things that they have found about red raspberry. They're mentioned in History of American Botanic Medicine as a tonic for female reproductive system. It has astringent properties that help strengthen the uterus, and this book mentions it, red raspberry, extensively for every phase of pregnancy. So it's not just one herbalist saying this, basically. Another guy, Jethro Kloss, states that red raspberry leaves allay menstrual cramps and promoted painless labor. Mine weren't painless, but they were bearable, and they were with no complications. So, just in my experience, friends, I can't say that it was just one herb and drinking it once in a while. Like, I definitely made it a habit to drink this tea every time I remembered. And there is so much information, what nutrients there are in red raspberry, and why raspberry tea is so beneficial for not just pregnant and nursing, moms, but even for children. So for things like to help break mucus, and gargling it for sore mouths, and even for nursing moms. So that's my little spiel about red raspberry. Again, I'm going to have the information and even a link to my favorite place to buy, like the loose leaf, because we usually just get it as loose leaf. If you've met me in person and I've had red raspberry, you have probably taken a pouch home with you. This is your reminder to drink it. Please make a tea out of it. Don't keep my gifts and hoard them. Put them up on your shelf like a prize possession. No, friends. Drink the tea. Okay, second, and no order, I want to read you these ingredients because they are amazing. My husband taught me how to read ingredients and find the best herbal blends. So this is one of my favorites. Now, I love this company. I don't get all of their products. I don't like all their products. Some of their products have things that I don't ever put in my body ever. But their oils and their supplements are my favorite. Not all their supplements, but this is definitely one of them. And I've been taking it for a year, I think. Femigen. It's called Femigen. Um, Femigen, and I will read you the ingredients because they are awesome. So, Damiana leaf powder, wild yam root, and friends, I took wild yam because my husband told me to take it before we got married and before we got pregnant to help me with my hormone health, to regulate my cycle, to just overall have healthy periods and hormones. Um, Also, we took wild yam, I believe, after we got married because we knew right away that we wanted to have babies. So, wild yam. Uh, Dong Quai. This is another one that comes up a lot for women. Well, this whole herb, this whole supplement is for women, so that's just a given. Um, Muira puama. I haven't heard about this one. It's a bark. Licorice root. I mean, licorice helped me a lot actually when I was pregnant with Noah. It was one of the only things that helped my nausea. I get nausea really bad with my first trimester. And licorice also is really good for your digestion, and your gut health is very important in your overall health. So, licorice being included in here is awesome. Ginseng root and leaf powder. Ginseng, another one that's just so great just to have for anyone. Um, let's see, black cohosh root. This is another one that you hear a lot about when you in, hear about things for women to take. And it sounds scary because it's black, but it's actually a very good root. And then we have a few enzymes. I wish my husband was here because then he could tell me what those are. Cramp bark. Cramp bark is exactly that. Cramps. It helps with your cramps and it helps with PMS. And then we have some, I think they are, I have to ask my husband. Oh, goodness. I wish he was here recording with me, friends. He is so good with all this stuff. Um, this is squavine and fennel and clary sage and ylang ylang oils. These oils are amazing for emotions, for your digestive system, um, and especially clary sage, and ylang ylang, or how my Filipina friend corrects me, it's ilang ilang. These are great for women, especially for emotions, hormonal balance, and things like that. So, all of this, and I wish I knew what these other ingredients were so I can explain them to you as well, but I don't know exactly what they do. So, I will post a link to a video that I really like by a doctor um, who explains all the ingredients in Femigen and what they are, and we'll probably talk about what those other words are that I don't know what they are. My bad. Because they aren't herbs. Okay, so these next two supplements that I have are from Spriggs. And Spriggs actually, their master herbalist, one of their master herbalists, I don't know the other ones, but one of them for sure, she studied under Dr. Christopher, and she went to School of Natural Healing for her master herbalism, and she is one of the consultant herbalists for the formulas of the supplements. And I love Spriggs. they have so many amazing products. I will post a link for a code that you can order from Sprigs and get 15% off. I don't think that I get anything out of it, but I love talking about great products, and this is one of them. Um, Reminds me so much of Dr. Christopher's supplements, so this is why I really love them. This one is called Women's Hormonal Help Life Stage 2 Childbearing Years, and it has wild yam, chase tree berries, angelica root, dong quai again, black cohosh again, ginseng powder, licorice root, demiana, squavine, red raspberry leaf, blessed thistle. So a lot of these I already talked about. Chaseberry, angelica root, and let me see, blessed thistle are ones that I didn't talk about that were not in the other supplement that I just talked about in Femigen. These I, I really have not used on their own, but I have read a lot of the other supplements I have taken have had these in them. So again, you can see a little bit of a pattern. Once you start reading labels and reading ingredients, you can start seeing a pattern in what herbs are in, you know, formulas for women's health. And finally, I am getting old, friends. Just kidding, we're all getting old, but after my last pregnancy and especially postpartum, the birth really kicked my butt. Like I had a really time emotionally, and I think because of such an emotional pregnancy that I had, my body was just having a hard time recuperating from that labor and birth. Praise the Most High, no complications. It's just as I feel now, my hips are not the same anymore. My hips are just not back to how I used to feel, and I need help. I need supplements. I need herbs. So this one is a bone and tissue. Actually, I was taking the bone and tissue supplement from Dr. Christopher's, but Spriggs reached out and they sent me this replenish bone and tissue supplement that they have. And again, it reminds me so much of Dr. Christopher's, except it's a bit different. It's a bit different, and you never know, how they formulate these. But these all, if you think about what our bones need, we grew up listening to these ads about we need calcium and you need milk. But my husband taught me a lot about all these different herbs and greens and plants that give us the nutrients and calcium that our body needs. And when I took this course with Dr. Christopher's School of Natural Healing, hey, it's me, just taking a quick sec to let you know about the Pink Premium Access. Get the link for access in the show notes or heavenlytreasure.net, where you can choose monthly or yearly access options. You will get all the uncut gems hidden from the Salt podcast, plus exclusive episodes, promos from guests, Ask Me Anything episodes, and private group Zoom calls for Access members only. Sorry to hide these next gems from you. See you in the Pink Premium, and thanks for helping me keep the show alive and running. You know me, I love simple. I love keeping it simple. And I love helping you baby steps. But if you don't start somewhere, even one little baby step, then when are you going to get results? You know what I mean? If you sign up to heavenlytreasure.net as a subscriber, you get access to my freebies archive, where all of the previous downloads of PDFs and resources that I've created all the way from when I first started are all there. All the downloadables, you can download them. You'll have access to them forever as a subscriber. And if you are listening to this and you are not yet a premium member, the Pink Premium access of this podcast, if you become a Heavenly Treasure subscriber, you get a link to a free 30 days of the Pink Premium, and then you can access this episode in full without any information cut out, and all previous episodes that have been cut are in Pink Premium, full, uncut, ad-free, and all the bonus episodes I have recorded. So this is episode, I don't know, 25, 26. In there, there's probably 35, 36 episodes. So that's how much more I record for premium members. So, friends, your support is so appreciated. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening to my whole spiel about herbs. I super appreciate you. I love you. If you need prayer, let me know. If you feel so inclined, please leave a review. I love seeing those. People love seeing them as well. I don't know. It helps us decide if this is something that we want to dedicate our whole half an hour to listen to. So if people see that it's actually worth listening to, then they will more likely listen. So thank you, friends. I truly appreciate all your support in any shape or form. May the Most High bless you and keep you. And thank you again. Bye. Thanks for listening in. Be sure to hit subscribe and visit heavenlytreasure.net for more. See you on IG at Heavenly Treasure Living. Till next time, blessings, and remember to be the salt of the earth.